2 tonight, noisy neighbor. This is what one Spring Branch neighborhood is dealing with on a regular basis.
They say the culprit is a home rented out as a short-term rental. Investigator Joel Eisenbaum has been talking to folks in that Spring Branch neighborhood and is speaking with the city tonight. He joins us live with the story.
Okay, so we were the first ones to report months and maybe years ago about these short-term rentals and how they just completely ruin communities and raise the crime level wherever they're at when they're rented by a certain group. Now, there have been some steps taken to neutralize that group coming into communities via short-term rentals, Airbnbs, and destroying the fabric of communities. Because most of these houses that they want to party at, actually the ones with the pools and the big lawns and the amenities, they're in nice neighborhoods. So those people have, dare I say, discriminated against certain groups of people who want to rent these short-term rentals. And shockingly, it's not just evil, racist, Proud Boys and Capitol Rioters that are discriminating against Sun people. It's also BLM protesters, pro-blacks, Pookie and Ray Rays that done got 2 nickels together and moved out into the suburbs. Everybody, and I mean everybody, discriminates against Sun people when it comes to short-term rentals. They did a study a few years ago, extensive study. I'm talking about like thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of applications and thousands of dummy applications where they, use certain names, and they found out that it's official and it's unanimous. No one wants to rent to Sun people when it comes to short-term rentals. No one. And I mean no one. So there you have it. I mean, there's really nothing else to say. There's really nothing, there's no controversy in this. There's not like something where it's like, well, if you look at it this way, well, we did see some glimpses of hope. No one. There is not a soul that would want to rent their Airbnb to a Sun person, unless they are tricked into doing it, which is indicting but not surprising. It's not surprising. A lot of you will probably like it. Well, isn't it surprising that other Sun people? No, that's not surprising at all, because those Sun people really don't have the money to live in that neighborhood, that new suburban neighborhood. They got 2 nickels to rub together and fled the Sun Belt. It's not like the other people who live in those suburban communities or those, gated communities or wherever these, prime Airbnb rentals are. It's not like the other people who have thousands and thousands in savings. They don't have a bunch of credit card debt. They actually own the house they live in. They have a nest egg. They got a stock portfolio. These Sun people who live in those neighborhoods, and may have an Airbnb property that's, prized by party goers, those people got $100,000 credit card debt, back taxes, written everything. They just got two nickels to rub together, and they got the heck up out of the state. And what little that they have, if they have an Airbnb rental, and they're trying to make some money on the side, they do not want it destroyed. They do not want shootings at their Airbnb rental. They do not want to come in the day after the people leave and find out that it's going to be thousands of repairs. So it's not shocking that some people almost unanimously refuse to rent to other Sun people in this Airbnb game. It's not surprising to me at all. I wonder about you guys. Are you guys surprised by that?
Only on 2 tonight, noisy neighbor. This is what one Spring Branch neighborhood is dealing with on a regular basis.
They say the culprit is a home rented out as a short-term rental. Investigator Joel Eisenbaum has been talking to folks in that Spring Branch neighborhood and is speaking with the city tonight. He joins us live with the story. Joel?
Dominique, let me show you the problem here. It's this house, pretty good looking house, but specifically what's been going on inside this house. And on some weekends, what's been going on outside of this house. And guess what? This problem is not specific to just this neighborhood. It can get crazy. Cops and trouble and drunks and stuff you just don't want in your neighborhood.
Just so many
Stuff you just don't want in your neighborhood. Listen, man. The media tries their best to not say these things, but it just slips out. We're at a point now in this country where no matter how woke you try to talk, what you really intend to say and what you really feel is going to come out, because in the past, the marginalized, disenfranchised victims of institutional everything and systematic everything would kind of throw you a bone and help you out a little bit. Now they just leaving you on an island if you woke. If you woke, they just leave you on an island. They don't even help you, defend them. They don't even give you, a scrap, here, take this scrap and just parade this around like it's the greatest thing. They don't give you nothing. So if you're woke and you're defending them, it's like you ain't got nothing to work with. You ain't got no bullets in your gun. You just you got a wooden sword trying to fight a samurai with a wooden sword. Just there's nothing you could. You swinging your sword, but it's just.
It can get crazy. Cops and trouble and drunks and stuff you just don't want in your neighborhood.
There's so many people, and we don't know who they are. And it's just extremely loud.
In Westview Terrace, folks at Wits End were literally in line Friday to talk to us about a home on the 6500 block of Sibley. By day, it looks nice, well-kept, normal. But on weekends, for months, it was advertised and rented to folks who apparently love to party, group after group.
We've complained to Airbnb multiple times over the last several months about this home.
What did they tell you?
It varies from we can't find this listing, these people aren't renting through Airbnb, to we've talked to the homeowner, we've punished the guests.
Airbnb hasn't responded to us at all. We also tried our luck with Councilmember Amy Peck. This is her territory, but another issue.
The city just appears to be somewhat hamstrung in terms of what they can do in this particular case.
It's a hard problem when people are just paying the fines and they continue to do this again and again.
That's right.
Amy Peck. Well, look, Amy. You're on the city council. This has been dropped off on your doorstep. Houston, we have a problem. And there's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing you can do about it, huh? What if the roles was reversed, Amy? What if it was a Sun community? And every weekend, a group of rowdy bikers and rednecks came through and had wild parties and just disrupted the neighborhood. Left trash everywhere and were frolicking and roaming the streets to the wee hours of the morning and loud music playing. Billy Ray Cyrus. My achy breaky heart and all that crap. Huh? Would you do something, Amy? What do y'all think? You think Amy would do something then? You think Amy wouldn't be like, my hands are tied, she'd find some the resolve to do something? I think she would, man. I think Amy would be on the job, man. I don't even think that would happen. But if by some chance it happened, Amy would be on it. So would the mayor of Houston. Of course, Houston's run by a Sun man. Of course. And, it is what it is. But, Amy, this has been brought to your attention, man. You're the city councilwoman for this area. You just gonna tell, and this shows you how they always talk about white people work against racism. This white woman can't do nothing. This glacier glider can't do nothing for a constituency because it's Sun people. Think about that. Racism, they always racism in the institution. What is this institution? This institution can't do nothing to help these glacier gliders. Nothing. Because it's Sun people. If it was other glacier gliders, she could do something. But because it's Sun people, she can't do nothing. I'm tired of hearing about every minute. Yes, there is racism. You gotta throw them that bone. They try to. They want it to be no racism on the planet. If there was no racism in America, they would find it in Fiji. They would find a incident of racism in the Balkan Islands. They want anybody ever to say or think anything about, while they do everything antisocially. And Amy Peck, what is she gonna do, man? You city councilwoman, man. This is your job, man. You supposed to handle this. But you can't. You tell them people that something, if you say, hey, man, you guys can't act like complete, like, just anarchists at this Airbnb, they gonna call you a racist. They gonna call you to the carpet. And you gonna have to answer for your racism. Amy, like, it ain't worth it, man. It ain't worth it. This little thing, Airbnb, this is a little thing, man. This is a little thing. Airbnbs, this city has 500 murders. Like, murder every day. Like, she like, man, I'm not about to lose my job or not get reelected, lose or be called a racist. Because once they call you a racist, whatever it's for, whether it's illegitimate or whatever, once you get that stain on you, you're a racist. Just like Rachel Nichols, the girl at ESPN. She's forever a racist. She's never gonna not be a racist. So it's like, once you get that stain on you as a racist, you're always a racist. So Amy's a failure. She's failing in leadership. And I know she was wokety woke and all that stuff. But as far as a chess move in this particular situation, I gotta say, okay, I get it, Amy. This is a chess move, man. She thinking like, man, like somebody might get killed by a cop, or if BLM may show up to protest because some Karen cut the line in front of a black woman at Walmart, and BLM might show up in this town, and we might have a firestorm over that. So I'm not touching this one. Airbnb rental. I'm saving my my bandwidth and my energy and my political capital for a firestorm that's inevitably to come, but gonna be more worth me being branded a racist and possibly losing my constituency over than some damn Airbnb parties.
The city just appears to be somewhat hamstrung in terms of what they can do in this particular case.
It's a hard problem when people are just paying the fines and they continue to do this again and again.
That's right. In Houston, the homeowners can pay the noise violation fines and just keep going. Sort of like the cost of doing business, even with fines up to $1,000. Neighborhoods really need deed restrictions to keep short-term rental activity out. Some have done that.
I just wanted to make sure I got a hold of you and got your side of the tale.
I talked briefly with the homeowner who told us he's not renting the house anymore, and we couldn't find it for rent. Now it's up for sale.
Just think about that. They caused this homeowner so much problems that he or she had to put this on the market. And then they'll just go somewhere. And this is just one house. There's, in a city like Houston, 1.5 million people. Could you imagine how many places they're going to do this stuff? And then in the area, it's kind of like just like, people are just playing dodgeball, man. People are just, all right, they're over there. All right, we're going over here. Oh, they're doing this here. All right, we'll just sell it and go. Like, at some point, people got to get tired of running, man.
And we couldn't find it for rent. Now it's up for sale. City of Houston doesn't even really do zoning, so they're not really on top of this issue either. The best defense here are deed restrictions and HOA covenants. Those are restrictions that stay with the properties no matter who owns them. We're live in Spring Branch tonight. I'm Joel Eisenbaum, KPRC 2 News.
Thank you, Joel.